Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
There is so much overlap between Christian conservatives, the manosphere, the Theo bros, all of these people, because they put women into these dehumanizing packages. Women are simply bang maids, wife appliances, and incubators. And when somebody like this is a pastor, that has hundreds of churches, and he has links to government. This becomes dangerous because it jumps off. It's not just something that is online that is spread in viral tweets. This is a man who has access to all of these people. They homeschool and they teach this type of rhetoric that is dehumanizing to women. He said women are the kind of people that people come out of. So just solidifying that we are nothing more than bang maids, wife appliances, and incubators. And this is the type of thing that I talk about on the daily, but this is even more dangerous because our country is already pushing into a theocracy. This is a member of Doug Wilson's church, Josh Price. He was asked the question, do you see your wife as being equal? And he says yes and no. And basically what these people believe in is that the man is the head. And I talk about this all the time. This is one of the reasons why I cannot stand religion, because they put men up here on top. And it's in alignment with the fact that religion has them praising a man God, a male deity. And within the church, and even this church is all white male leadership. Like the church is all white male leadership, but then in the home, the man is the leadership. The man is who is to be praised and put up top. And then you have the wife. She's saying, I submit to him. He's the head. And this is the type of thing that we talk about. The reason why women are in these situations or believe these roles and they're so rigid is because they are born and raised into it. From the time that they are children, they are raised in these cults, especially if they are homeschooled children, homeschooled with these types of roles. Yes, I do homeschool, but we don't homeschool from a religious aspect into gender roles and the men are the leaders and all of that. This is just brainwashing. These people do not believe that women should be able to vote. The whole repeal the 19th is something that is talked about online, and so many people have acted like this is simply an online movement. It is not simply an online movement when people like this are influential in that they have homeschooling capacity, they have hundreds of churches, and they have access to government. This is Pete Kexeth, and he shares the same thoughts and beliefs as Doug Wilson. This dude, Pete Kexeth, actually reshared the interview of Doug Wilson, so he supports all of this stuff. The male leadership, like this is a pastor with these people, they believe that households should vote as one. And so women that have voted for this stuff, they have voted to basically silence other women. If you're not a part of this type of white nationalist type of church and you voted for this crap, you have voted to silence women. They want to strip our rights away from us. And I'm pretty sure that J.D. Vance, who is next in line, and we all see that Donald Trump is not the healthiest person, they're all in alignment with this stuff in stripping away women's rights. And so the women that voted for this have basically said, we don't want rights anymore, because they are willing to put these people in these roles that are actively and flagrantly and publicly saying that women do not deserve to have these rights. And here is Pete Kexeth sharing this interview. And what's so crazy about Pete Kexeth, he's a drunk and a cheater, and he's been married 3 different times. I don't know why these people get to act like they're all godly and should be making decisions for women when they're barely able to handle their own lives. This dude is dangerous for many different reasons, but like I've already said, he has many different outlets to get these messages out. The whole biblical patriarchy and biblical gender roles is a big part of it. And he has written extensively that wives need to submit, which we have already talked about, but that a woman's basic role is to be domestic and to be a wife appliance. something else. He does not believe in marital rape because that is also part of a woman's duty. So consent is not that important because the man is the household leader and gets to take whatever he wants. He's also a white nationalist. He believes in slavery apologist. He believes that it wasn't as bad and sinful as it's portrayed, and he's faced backlash for that because he basically minimized the brutality of slavery and he dismisses systemic racism. He wrote a book. It was called Southern Slavery as It Was. It was released in 1996. He co-authored it with another man, and this booklet became infamous for portraying the antebellum slavery as relatively benign and justified. So it just shows that he is a white nationalist as well. And like I've already said, he has connections with the law. And so if you have these religious leaders with connections to the law, they have a hand in speaking to how things should be legislated. And obviously these people don't give a damn about the LGBTQIA people having rights, and they want to keep rolling those rights back. That is a given in Christian conservatism. And his platform persists because so many people believe that women shouldn't be in leadership, that gay folks shouldn't have any roles in society, that black folks and brown folks, we're just DEI and don't really have a role. And, you know, the white grievances, the male grievances keep all of this alive. And so this is the strand that is the Christian strand. But this overlaps perfectly. The talking points overlap with the red pill and manosphere. And so that's the reason why it touches the hearts of many of these aggrieved males, aggrieved white males, aggrieved colored males as well, even though the colored males, they get discriminated against in other points of this type of rhetoric. People like this are so dangerous. The overlapping of theocracy, the religious indoctrination going hand in hand with government is dangerous, and it's going to have major implications for women and minorities and non-Christian and non-straight people. But this is what they voted for. And like I said before, women have voted to strip away their own voting rights if this type of stuff gets to take hold and strip away our rights. All right, I said all of that. I'll put this interview on the back end, but these are just my thoughts on the front end, and you can now watch the whole video.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies? That's
well,
it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Christ Church senior pastor Doug Wilson is the leader of a Christian nationalist movement that believes in a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands. Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved from Washington State to Moscow, Idaho, where Wilson's movement is based.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
gonna say that.
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church,
Right.
it's all men. Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson's highest level connection to the administration is Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.